Hi everyone, welcome back to a new post today. Let's today discuss alienation concept of Karl Marx, which is the further topic of the mode of production and historical materialism, which we discussed yesterday. So Karl Marx says that the fundamental, he spoke about capitalism, and his work is primarily developed on the earlier work, economic and philosophical manuscripts, which he wrote in 1844, and he argued that under the capitalist systems, workers become very estranged from humanity and the world around them, and due to the nature of labor, which is coerced, repetitive, and also severe, and which mainly caters to the interests of the capitalist class and not to their own, and this leads to alienation. So he called this term alienation as Entfremdung, and he identified four primary forms of alienation that are interconnected. One is alienation from the product of labor, where the workers do not own the products that they produce, and they produce these only for the capitalists who own the means of production. The more the worker produces, the more richer the capitalists become. While the worker is devalued and impoverished in comparison, the product becomes an alien, becoming the power of an independent producer in turn. Number two is alienation from the process of labor, where work is not free, creative, and fulfilling activity, but rather it is forced and a monotonous one, and the worker has no control on the condition, space, or purpose of their work, which is dictated by others. And as a result, the worker worker doesn't feel at home, and he feels so only when he is outside of his work or outside during his leisure time. Number three is alienation from a human nature or the species being. Marx says that the essence of humanity, that is the species being, is free, conscious, and creative activity. That's the ability to willfully transform the world to meet our needs and express our potential, which is actually lost for the worker under capitalism. And number four is alienation from other human beings. The capitalist system fosters competition rather than cooperation among the individuals. Workers are pitted against each other. They are treated as objects only to serve the capitalists, and therefore this creates an antagonistic class relationship between the workers and the owners, that is the proletariat and the bourgeoisie. According to Marx, the root cause of alienation is the private ownership of the means of production, and the solution, according to Karl Marx, lies in the fundamental revolutionary transformation of economic system, where there emerges a classless communist society where the means of production are collectively owned and controlled by the workers. Now, there are some criticisms of Karl Marx given by Max Weber and Emil Durkheim. So Max Weber says that he overemphasizes on economics and reduces alienation solely to the capitalist mode of production. Number two, Max Weber says that Karl Marx has romanticized the pre-capitalist work. He says that Marx has idealized the view of labor of the pre-industrial times, which were craft-based, which may not have universal fulfilling and is often involved in different forms of hardship as well. Number three, Max Weber says that Karl Marx lacks empirical proof. Alienation is objective. It is a structural condition which can be very difficult to measure, leading to sociologists to focus more on subjective quantifiable measures like job satisfactory surveys. Number four is neglect of individual agency. The theory of alienation is criticized for overlooking some workers find satisfaction, meaning that they work even satisfactory within the capitalist system, and they have their own career choices, so we cannot generalize. Number five is idealism of communism. Karl Marx proposed solution, that is abolition of private property and establishment of a classless communist society to end alienation, is viewed by many critics as unrealistic and utopian ideal that has proven to be impractical implementation. And the next one is bureaucratization as the root cause. So Max Weber argued alienation is an inevitable feature of the industrialist society because of bureaucratization and rationalization, regardless of whether the means of production are privately or collectively owned. And the next is focus on class rather than social relations. So critics pointed out that Karl Marx focuses on class struggle and economic relations that ignores other forms of social division and potential alienation based on race, gender, caste, and ethnicity. Marx's theory of alienation was developed during the 19th century industrial capitalism and remains an influential framework to analyze human conditions in modern day work and society, where capitalism has now become the dominant mode of production. Emile Durkheim speaks of anomie, that is normlessness. E approached social change brought by industrialization from a functionalist perspective, arguing that the primary cause was not exploitation but because of the breakdown of social norms. He says the source of problem, that is rapid social change, industrialization, urban growth, led to a decline in social and moral regulation, causing a state of anomie or normlessness. People become integrated into group life and lose their sense of belonging and purpose. The role of division of labor was spoken by Emile Durkheim. He says, unlike Marx, which saw a division of labor as a source of alienation, Durkheim viewed it as a force that could promote social integration and organic solidarity. Solution: Durkheim believes that the problem of anomie or normlessness can be resolved through social reforms within the existing system, like strengthening of the social institutions like professional associations or education system, reinforcing shared values, providing a sense of moral obligation, purpose. He advocated for a gradual change and regulation and not a revolution compared to Karl Marx. So these are the most important points I thought I should be touching for you for a very important topic after we seen the mode of production yesterday, and apart from that today, alienation. So if you did, please do like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to wait for tomorrow's another important topic in sociology. And until then, it's very happy learning.